I'm meteorologist Lissette Gonzalez in Weather Control as we continue to closely monitor Category 5 Hurricane Irma. Here is the latest 11 a.m. advisory just in from the National Hurricane Center, and max sustained winds have increased to 180 miles per hour, moving to the west at 14 miles per hour, and it is about 225 miles east of Antigua and heading towards the northern Leeward Islands, where we're going to see the potential for life-threatening a storm surge, heavy rainfall, damaging winds will be possible as well, as the Hurricane Center is forecasting it will remain a Cat 5 even as it moves towards the British and U.S. Virgin Islands here, and likely will be just north of or near Puerto Rico as a Cat 5 as we head into late Wednesday and into Thursday morning. We will see it begin to move towards the Turks and Caicos and north of Hispaniola. Of course, a lot can change, and keep in mind the forecast cone just tracks the center of the hurricane, and the impacts will be felt well out from the center. However, as we head into later this week, we'll see the potential for a Category 4 hurricane moving across parts of the Bahamas or Cuba. And then for the weekend, all eyes on Irma here in South Florida. And we absolutely need to be prepared because we are facing that increasing threat from dealing with a Category 4 hurricane, possibly moving towards the Keys or the Florida Straits as we get into late Saturday and into Sunday. The cone widens up. There's a lot of uncertainty, but at this point in time, you should have your hurricane plan and supplies in place, as many models are coming together in agreement that Hurricane Irma will continue to push towards the west-northwest and in our general direction. So here's the latest satellite. It is an impressive and powerful hurricane. And as we take a look at the watches and warnings, we do have hurricane warnings in place for the northern Leeward Islands, for the British and U.S. Virgin Islands, as well as Puerto Rico. We also have tropical storm warnings extending southward across parts of the central Leeward Islands. And also we have a hurricane watch and a tropical storm watch in place for the Dominican Republic. As we take a look at the models, this is going to give you an idea of why we're starting to have higher confidence in where Irma will go. Right now, most of the models tightly packed together, showing that Irma will likely move towards the west-northwest and could be north of Puerto Rico and Hispaniola over the next few days. Then there's a potential that it could be pushing across the Bahamas or interacting with the mountainous terrain of Cuba. But then we see the models making a drastic turn towards the north, and that's all due to a front that is forecast to move in, a trough, if you will, that would likely lift Irma northward. And regardless of weather, we see this hurricane remaining just a little bit offshore, off to our west or off to our east. We will likely be seeing impacts here as we head into the weekend. And in fact, we're seeing the average of all these models is keeping Irma moving right up northward across the entire state of Florida at this time. And looking at the GFS and the Euro models, they're also coming closer together and in agreement that Irma will likely be taking this path towards the west-northwest and then moving northward across the Sunshine State here as we head into the weekend and early next week. Of course, we'll be updating you throughout the day right here on CBS 4, and CBSMiami.com will also be live at noon with a complete update.